I asked God if I was really meant to include men in this podcast. I did not want to guess. I wanted confirmation. I asked God to answer me by showing me or saying the word butterfly. That night, watching TV, I saw butterflies up close on the screen, like the camera was trying to show me something deeper. I knew then this isn't about men in general. This is about the becoming, the kind of transformation that men, like women, are discovering. So today, I am simply opening the space for what is real, what is ready, and what is sacred. Welcome to Butterfly, the Becoming. I am Monette, and this episode begins not in theory, but in truth. I spent a lifetime searching for something soft, something sacred, a love that knew how to hold me without hurting, a presence that stayed even when I needed it the most. I searched for it in men, in silence and striving, but I never truly found it, not in a father, not in a partner, and for a long time, not even in myself. I never had a healthy, loving relationship with a man. I did not know what it felt like to be loved with kindness, care, truth, and tenderness. No man in my life had ever shown me what that even looked like. And I wonder, do men carry this too? Do they live their whole lives never knowing how to love or be loved with softness, safety, and trust? Did they grow up without a blueprint, just survival? This podcast is for the becomers, for the women learning to reclaim softness, for the men remembering they are allowed to feel, for the daughters who become mothers before they were healed, and the sons who were never told they were enough. Because when the feminine heals her trust and the masculine heals his silence, they meet again, not in trauma, but in truth. And maybe no one ever told you this, but in nature, butterflies teach us everything we need to know about that reunion. Female butterflies are larger, slower, more deliberate, carriers of life, patience, and inner knowing. They often fly alone, led by instinct, quietly locating the safest place to lay what is been growing inside of them. Male butterflies are lighter, faster, often the seekers, drawn to fragrance, lights, and movement. They chase, they pursue, they display power in midair, and yet they, too, are fragile beneath the surface. but neither becomes without the chrysalis. Both must surrender. Both must break down. Both must endure the dark. And when transformation is complete, they emerge with wings. In the sacred rhythm of creation, the masculine seeks with intensity. The feminine responds with discernment. Neither forces, neither rushes. It's a delicate exchange, a mutual recognition, not about conquering or performing, but about timing, alignment, vibration. In the butterfly world, union is legacy. And isn't that what we all long for? A connection that does not drain but elevates, a mirror that does not distort but reflects truth, a love or even a friendship that feels like returning to your own wings. To the men, I see you. I want to begin with honesty. I spent most of my life carrying the emptiness left behind by the absence of healthy men. The betrayal of those who were supposed to protect. The ache of never knowing what it feels like to be loved by a man who was safe, gentle, and steady. But now I find myself at a doorway I never expected, a place where I realize maybe I have only told half the story. Maybe there's more to becoming than my side of the wound. So I want to say this. I don't know everything about what men carry. I haven't walked in your shoes, but I want to understand. I want this podcast, this sanctuary, to become a place where your pain can also be heard. Because we cannot heal the feminine without inviting the masculine to heal too. Maybe you have never been asked how you feel. Maybe no one taught you how to name your heartbreak. Well, I'm asking, tell me, tell us. Let this be a beginning. In this moment, I make space for every truth, spoken and silent, to take its rightful place. Only then can we rise with nothing left behind. A life without gentle love, I can tell you, I am still looking for love, not just the kind that makes your heart race, but the kind that knows how to stay, the kind that holds you without hurting, that shows up even when it's hard. I never had a loving relationship with a man. And I can say that now without shame, but with truth. The man I love was a reflection of what I thought I deserved: absence, control, chaos, silence. I kept reaching for something I had never actually experienced. Isn't that wild? It's crazy. How many of us do that? Try to find in someone else what was never modeled for us, and then blame ourselves when it slips through our fingers. But here's something I'm learning: you cannot become what you have never seen until you give yourself permission to be the first. I used to wonder, do men go through this too? Do they grow up without softness, without examples? Do they carry the same ache in their bones, but have nowhere to place it? And the answer, I believe, is yes. Many men were raised by fathers who taught them silence instead of presence, taught them anger instead of intimacy, taught them love was earned through performance, not freely giving. Like so many women, they learn to please, to give more, and to fix what is broken, all in the quiet hope that someone would finally choose them. We are not as different as we think. Underneath the armor and the makeup, we carry years of unspoken ache, looking for a place to land. And the truth is, we won't find healing in each other until we have begun healing within ourselves. So, what happens when we do the work? When women begin to choose themselves without guilt, when men begin to feel without fear, when the feminine heals her trust and the masculine heals his silence, they meet again, not in trauma, not in rescuing, but in truth. And suddenly, love does not feel like pressure, it feels like rest. She doesn't ask to be held because she's learned how to hold herself through the breaking. And he doesn't run from her pain because he has learned to sit with his own. Their connection isn't born of emptiness, but of presence. Two lives crossing paths, not to complete each other, but to echo what is already whole, not to fix and not to feel. So, if you're listening right now and your story sounds like mine, if you have never been loved with gentleness, if every male figure in your life taught you to survive instead of surrender, if every relationship felt like a performance just to be seen, you are not broken. You are not late. You are not unworthy. You are just in the cocoon. And it's okay. It's okay if your wings are still forming. One day, someone will love you in a way that does not feel like you are performing. It will feel like peace. And when it comes, you will recognize it, not because it's familiar, but because you became it first. There is no divine balance without the masculine and feminine healed. And here is this sacred space we are becoming together. If this episode moved you, please leave me a comment and let me know. Your voice matter here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for becoming. I am Monette, and this is Butterfly, the Becoming.